Hey there, guys, and welcome to the next instalment of the Crossbar Capers podcast. I'm here joined with Ben from Corner Flag Games. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Very good, mate. Very good. Pumped for the AFL Grand Final?
What's an AFL?
What's an AFL? Absolutely. Not important, as today we are joined by Jets CEO Laurie McKinnon. Mate, how are you?
I'm good, boys. How you doing?
Very good, mate. Very good. How's everything travelling down there in Terrigal, mate? Nice sunny day.
Nice sunny day. Two amazing technicians on the other line, making this possible this morning. So I'm impressed with the both of you. It's more Ben than you, Josh.
Thanks, mate. I'll take that.
So not all good. Things are all going okay in Newcastle. We're working hard for the first game of the season against our friends down on the Central Coast. So
yes.
So we're looking to.
You'd hate to miss it, eh?
You'd hate to miss it.
We had a meeting with the Mariners through the week, which was good. Just talking about spicing the derbies back up again, and they're open for that. So I'll not give too much away, but look out Wednesday night at the Central Coast Adelaide United semi-final. Just that's all I'm saying. No more will be said.
Very
so just
good.
Be watching the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Everyone out there, take note of that one. Obviously, we were due to play them, but that one's obviously cancelled for obvious reasons. So, in a friendly, was that right, Laurie? Due to play them, we were going to play them.
We're due to play them, but it's actually been cancelled for quite a few weeks. Because when the draw came out, we're going to play them the second week. You know, the coaches just thought, well, it's pointless playing in the 27th and playing them 2-3 weeks later. So the game was cancelled, and it has actually worked out well for us. We had the game up in double last week against Sydney FC, which is a real good hit out, and it's gave the guys a week to freshen up, and we'll play the young Socceroos in Newcastle next week for training. So we'll play them next Saturday. At the stadium behind closed doors.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, we're not going to take up too much of your time, mate, because as we know, I'm sure 25, 30 agents are probably calling you on a Saturday, interrupting your cup of tea.
They were. It was one of these, just trying to, obviously, where Houlihan is out for an extended time, and Kane Shepherd were just waiting on specialist report, but he came out for a few games as well. So obviously we've got a small squad as it is, so we have to look for players, and it's getting a deal where we can actually afford to bring in players, because obviously we're limited in budget. But we've done a good job with Bobby Burns. He came in for Hearts on loan, and he played the first half against Sydney FC the other week and did very, very well. He's played 19 Scottish Premier League games last season with Hearts and Livingston on loan, and he was on the bench for the Northern Ireland full national team, 2 weeks ago against Luxembourg. He's the captain of the under-21 team, and it's been a great acquisition for us. Great lad for the squad, but a decent player as well, and a great left foot. So we were lacking in the left-sided defender. So he's at it. So we're now. Myself and Joe Griffiths are just trying to pull another bunny out of the hat here and try and find another one that can come in and do a job for us.
Absolutely. So, yeah, look, as today's just going to be pretty short and simple, mate. We're just going to ask a few questions, obviously, that fans you may want to get answered and so forth. I'm sure plenty of questions that you've already been asked and answered.
Yep.
So forth.
As usual, I'll be open and honest as usual.
Absolutely. Well, obviously, we're talking about replacements and obviously stars and that. Riley McGree, not Riley McGree, McBreen obviously scored that stunner. Now coach of the youth system. He in your ear, mate, for a chance. Obviously, you're lacking a bit up the front.
I think that's been suggested to Maka, but when he scored that goal against us in the cup, that wasn't in his job description. So I saw it. We're not 1-0, going really well now. That's not meant to happen, but it did. But I think Macca's decided that it's time. He's going to concentrate on his coaching and all the community stuff that he does for the club. Yeah. He does an important job, and But last night, we were at the stadium last night doing the Craig Johnson skills session at the stadium, and it was all getting filmed because obviously we're trying to help Craig Johnson get up and going. And McBreen still looked nimble. He's still looking nimble. He was showing up the boys a couple of times. But no, McBreen's not going to be an option.
No,
I did notice last night. Somebody from the club had taken photos and put them up on Twitter, saying that this is something that we're doing right now, and the goals were lit up in LED lights, and it was all looking pretty fancy.
No, it was well put together, great concept. The only problem last night, the boys and the W League girls just wanted to actually get into it and just go and play, but because it was all done for TV, we had to stage it all. And the boys would just want to rip into it. So it was actually, every time they stopped to talk, everybody would just sneaking off and started playing the games and started doing the skills. So, no, it was a good night. And it was just a nice night for change. The night before, we're at the stadium as well because Fox were up doing all the TV stuff. Because in the past, the clubs all went to Fox Studios. Now Fox are coming round about each ground and spending 3 or 4 hours getting all the shots for the TV and all the individual still shots and that. So it was good. It was it's been a nice finish to the week, and the boys are training this morning.
Fair enough. We'll start off with an easy one. Obviously, I'm sure you've been asked this one. 5,000. How many members do we have? 12,000.
7.5 last count.
Yeah, 8 or last season. So the main one I think on everyone's mind, mate, the whole gold strip scenario. I think everyone in Newcastle wants to see it. They want it back, and now obviously...
So let me jump in there. So why did we only sell 100 2 seasons ago? It was the worst selling strip we had.
There you go. And there's the
so
answer.
retail sales was the worst. They got heavily discounted to get rid of them, and I know they are a vocal, and I totally agree that a lot of people want the gold. But when I used to be the mayor of Gosford, a lot of people would complain about something, but that would maybe be 50 or 100 people, but there were 170,000 people in the town.
Yeah.
A lot of people, but they're probably not quite as many, but the cinnamon and brown, they're a little bandwagon with that one as well. And as soon as you mention green and brown to a company who's giving you a lot of money and a lot of gear, they're not interested because they'll just not sell. But going back 2 seasons ago when we had the gold, and I do agree it wasn't quite the gold, the right tone from the early days, but they hardly sold any strips. So the core guys and girls would come in and get it, but the general public, like last year we sold, the home strip is by far the most popular, and then the black one and the white one were not far behind it, so it was last season was the most merchandise, most strips we've actually sold. The ACL home strip sold out in 2 days, and that's only 200, so they only limit that to 200. And then the RAF shirt sold out in like a couple of days as well. That was 200 as well.
And the only one I don't is the black.
Right.
Well, you're actually talking to the leader of the bandwagon of the gold, the brown, the cinnamon.
On this year's kit, the black kit, they've actually put a bit of gold on it, and I thought it wasn't going to look good, but it actually looks quite sharp.
Yep.
So they've got the gold on the V collar and the sleeves, so it's there, and I'm not saying it can't come back, but we need to get the colour right. We need to get the colour right, and just make sure it's going to sell in the shops.
No, 100%. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if it looks good on the players. It's got to sell. It's the whole idea of it. So, you were talking about the RAF. Obviously, that was another question we had. Obviously, RAF round this year. That's still going ahead.
Yeah, so we're actually waiting, and so our contact at the RAF, who have been fantastic, she's been posted overseas at the moment.
Yep.
So we've got on to one of the other ladies who we deal with, who is like the personal secretary of the new commander, the new commander's only temporary. He's there to the end of the year. Then a new permanent one will come in. So we've got a lot of new designs, and we've gave them the draw, and we're trying to work out with them. Hopefully, we'll get information back for them next week. What game we can lock it in.
Beautiful, beautiful, and obviously,
It'll be preferably a Saturday 5:00 kickoff.
Yeah.
Because there are lots of rules, and hopefully this year we can get 3 jets. Because we know there's a lot of paperwork for them to go through with Canberra and the government, it's not as easy as just saying, let's take 3 planes out and have a spin over the stadium. They have to go through, they have to jump through a lot of hoops.
Yeah.
But it's a great association, and we'll be doing Poppy Round this year again. We'll be doing Remembrance Round. We've got the home game.
Yep.
So the strips will have done up with the poppies again, which is great, and following on for the British tradition as well. And that's something that the club's right behind as well.
No, beautiful. So there will be possible RAF shirt to go.
Yes.
Go with it.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
So we've sent them probably about 5 designs.
Yeah, beautiful.
And we're just waiting on them because we leave it with them. We try and get their feedback and make them feel part of.
Yeah, good.
And it's been a great association and something we want to grow.
Absolutely.
100%. Well, I think I know of myself and one other person that has every single RAF shirt now. So there's another one at the collection.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah. What do you got for us? You got anything there, Ben?
Okay, so another quick one. We'll move back onto a membership side of things. Does the club have a membership goal this season that we want to get to?
So at the moment we're going okay. We had a rough start because of the situation in our office where membership manager Sam and his wife and the baby, and the baby passed away.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. So it was in that Sam, when his dear wife went into labour, it was right at the time the memberships was clicking over. So to say it was turmoil would be an understatement, but we've got through it, and it's great. Sam's back at work 3 days a week, working from home. We've got Kelly in, who's doing an amazing job. So we're gradually catching up, and our numbers are jumping up every week. Last season, when we beat a record, we started the first game with 9,000, and then we got to 11,700 during the season. This season, if we can get close to that, because obviously last season wasn't the best, it was just a wee bit off the pace, and we missed out in the finals. But the big thing that's came through to the club is because of the engagement in the community the club does now, on and off the field, people feel connected to the club again. And they don't feel alienated to the club. We're not the big time Charlies that the club thought they were when I come in.
Yep.
People feel part of it again, and so we would love to break the record again, but we're understanding that some people, and again I get the shits when you hear people, Martin Lee has to spend money. Martin Lee, we can't keep sustaining the club relying on rich owners to chuck in money. We need to do it ourselves.
Yeah,
correct.
And we need to build the base of the club, and that's why we've made big changes with our academy going through Hunter Sports High School.
Mm-hmm.
One reason is it's a better model if you're at the school. We're not saying the kids have to go to school. If they go to school, they get more training sessions.
Yeah.
If they don't go to school, they'll get similar to what they were getting.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to save us a lot of money. We're going to break even on the academy rather than losing $400,000.
Right, yeah. So obviously we're talking about, you're just saying to us while we had the technical difficulties, 150 former Central Coast members have jumped ship.
We've I checked last year, and last season we had over 150 members from the Central Coast region, which is great. So obviously we come down here, our first game of the season, their second game of the season, and hopefully like the last few visits to the coast, we've brung 2,500-3,000 people, because it helps when your members get in for nothing as well.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere's been fantastic. So that's something we want to build in. And as I said to you on Wednesday night when the Manors play Adelaide, just round about kick-off, just be watching TV. And I'm sure you will have a smile and a giggle.
Beautiful. Can't wait for that. I believe we had two trialists, one from the Gold Coast and Hamilton, come over and
Yeah.
have a kick. Is that right?
Yeah. So one of the boys up in the Gold Coast was from the Gold Coast Knights, who were hosting the tournament we're playing in.
Yep.
And somebody got injured and were a couple of players short. So it was nothing serious. He came on the last 10 minutes in the game against Perth.
Yep.
But there were never any chance of him it was just basically helping us out.
Okay.
And Jared Sutherland from Hamilton Olympic, when we played the pre-season game against Hamilton, he was outstanding. He did very well. So we invited him into training.
Yep.
But the different step up, he struggled a bit. But what we're looking at, he's looking to come in with Daniel McGreen in the youth team.
Yep.
For the National Youth League and actually play a bit during that. So the Macca's working through that at the moment, because then that way the boy would be as fit as everybody else, because he hadn't done any training since we'd played against him in that friendly game. So it's hard. My years of experience as a coach, my advice to everybody who is ever going to go in and trial with anybody was be 100% fit, because a lot of players used to come to me or their agents and go, yeah, but if you get him fit, he'll be able to show you what you can do. And it's not. Your job's to be fit, ready to show what you can do. And young Jared will have to go away and work on his fitness if he thinks he can step up to the A-League.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, just a quick side question aside from that. I did notice online that it was saying that the Jets youth side is dropping, or there's a restructure in the way of how Northern New South Wales is sort of divvying out the division again.
Yep. So what's happened? The Jets, we've taken them over the last couple of years, and it's been very successful. We've had 4 players come through the Jets Academy into the first team squad, which is Angus Thurgate, Paddy Langlois, Jack Simmons, and Noah James. Mackie Petrados has also came through the youth team, and he's on a scholarship as well. What's happened? So we applied for New South Wales. Our girls play in New South Wales in Division 1, but that was still under the emerging Jets, because if we'd changed the name to Jets Academy, New South Wales football could have kicked them out, because just old politics.
Yeah.
So this year, when we put in our application, we put them in as Jets Academy. We submit it for our boys' academy to get put in, and for our youth team to get put in. We had been told the standing committee had recommended the girls be dropped to 3rd division and the boys and the youth don't get in, because we're from outside. But finish up, the girls get kept in Division 1, which is great. The boys' academy, the young ones, go into NPL 2, which is fine. We're happy with that. The older ones, the 16s, 18s, and 20s, which will be playing in the under 18s, under 20, and first team, will go into NPL 4, which is not great, but we just have to suck it up and go through it. So we'll just have to win promotion up.
Yeah.
So our girls, putting it simply, we've got 19 girls in the national team setup that have been identified by the national teams. We've got 8 boys that have been identified, and it's just because basically we're not playing like the Newcastle comp. We play a year up and we do very, very well every year.
Yep.
It's just better for development to be playing against better players. And so now we've been accepted into the New South Wales competition rather than playing in the NPL for the boys.
Mm-hmm. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, no, I think it'll be a good thing for the club and obviously Newcastle itself. So we'll move on, mate. Another question we had was obviously goals for the season. Obviously, what are your the goals for the season? Obviously not winning the league, etc. like that. We're not going to go down that road at the moment. But have you guys set goals as a team?
Yeah, as a team, individuals, membership's a goal. I want to beat the record for last year, and it's going to be hard, but that's a goal. But definitely to be in the finals, and I know everybody says it every year, but I think we proved it a couple of years ago. We can't, and I came out and said it, we can't class ourselves as this regional team and use that as an excuse.
Yep.
We can't use that, our budget's been cut this year. We can't use that. We just have to do with the best what we've got.
Yep.
And there's no reason why we can't compete. We played Sydney FC last week in double. They had 2 players out. We had 2 or 3 players out. 2 strong teams. Even game. It was an exciting 0-0 draw. Both teams hit the woodwork twice. We missed a penalty.
Yep.
We competed with them a few weeks out for the season. So there's no reason why, apart from injuries, which obviously came and bit us in the backside because Wes Hoolahan looked like he'd be the signing of the season. If we can keep our main squad on that park for the majority of the time, we'll do okay.
Yeah, obviously another one you've led in there to Wes, obviously being out till the new year. Are we looking at a possible short-term replacement?
Ernie's not keen on the short term. He'd rather get somebody for the season. But me and Joel's looking at short term because it's maybe all we can get with the budget.
Yeah.
Because they're not so, and just been upfront. We get insurance money for the players when they're injured.
Mm.
You're not covered for the first 4 weeks, and then you're covered for the wages.
Okay.
So we don't have a lot of money to spend on bringing in a replacement player. So people will say, why do you not get Brescia? Why do you not get this? Because we don't have the budget for it. So why complain about it? Just go and get, like, bringing in Bobby Burns.
Yep.
Bobby Burns financially was a good move for the club. And he's a 19, 20-year-old boy sitting on the bench for the full national team 2 weeks ago against Luxembourg, captain of the under-21 national team. And he can fit into our budget. He's wanting to prove himself, and he just loves the place. He's only been here a week and a half, but he is in love with the place, the club, the standard of football, and he's a winner. And we want people at the club who want to be here like that. Yeah,
no, absolutely. Obviously, you were touching a little bit, obviously, on Martin Lee, and everyone's got their, thoughts, and obviously, how what's going to happen with the club and everything else. Have you got any info in regards to Martin Lee's current situation? Are there any buyers circling, or?
No, so the buyers circling. So for the last year, I've been talking to potential buyers, not chasing them, just the ones that pop up.
Yeah.
A lot of them's just been a pure waste of time, but you have to play the game and you have to talk to them, and it's very time consuming, but with the transition for the Independent A to the Independent A League, a lot of people have been sitting back and waiting to see what's happening. Yeah. So that's all in process of happening now. So that's all underway. It's not signed off yet. The goal is we get it done for the start of the season. If not, it'll be a few weeks after that. But it's happening. So fans and that can be assured that it is definitely happening at the moment. The transition's well and truly underway. So Martin's business is going well now, even though the stuff with America is not resolved. 50% of Martin's business is done in America.
Yeah.
So they've had to change the model of company, so they're no more. He didn't actually sell much LED in China, so they've restructured where they're selling the product to. So his sales are up 15%. His profit margin's going up. His shares price is going up. So he's in a better position than he was, say, a year ago. But the problem is it's illegal to get money out of China to a business that's based outside. So that's still an issue for us at the moment that we're trying to work through. So Martin Lee, if we could get a buyer to come in 30-40% of the club, he would sell it and he would probably take 100%. But when you're looking at millions and millions of dollars, it's limited to the amount of people who's interested in buying a football club that's losing money at the moment. And that's why I keep saying we need to be able to sustain the club. I'm making decisions now, like with the academy restructure, that's going to save us 400 grand. That in 20 years' time, 50 years' time, Newcastle Jets are still there. And we don't rely on, we have somebody who's an owner who can inject money when we need it, but we're not relying on them every year. Some of our fans just think it's Martin Lee's God-given right to put millions of dollars in every year. We have to be more. We have to look at new revenue streams, and if your team gets beat, well, don't slag your team and stop coming to games.
Yeah.
Like I'm a Rangers fan. I've been a Rangers fan since I've been 5 years old, and they get relegated to the fourth tier of Scottish football. Well, I was more of a Rangers fan because I wanted to prove that we'll be back and stuff like that. It's don't cop it, don't bail out because you lose a couple of games. You're there to support your team. Yeah, it's your club, and I'm proud of
150%, mate. I'm a Birmingham City fan, so I know all about the financial dramas.
You've been through it many times as well, so it's and you see what clubs mean to people. When I watched Fernando Rickson dying through the week with motor neurons disease, and I've just saw what football and the football family and what Rangers, what a club means to people. That's what Newcastle Jets, I hope one day means to the people in Newcastle. That because clubs can bring communities together.
100%.
100% agree with you there, mate. So obviously we've got a couple more, just some basic ones. Obviously, the games we've played so far. Obviously, we've done pretty well in the FA Cup. Obviously, unfortunately going down to Adelaide. But your thoughts so far on the games we've played? Do you feel we need to improve in places, or you feel we're tracking as a team?
I think we've done pre-season's been quite good, and obviously FFA Cup. Luis Italiano getting sent off a brain snap after 10 minutes. Chucked us under the bus, but I saw a lot of times when you're down to 10 men, you could get beat 4, 5, 6-0. But to be fair, I don't think we ever looked like winning the game, but the boys dug in. The boys worked their socks off. And then Mossy was outstanding when he came on, apart from that one mistake.
He was on fire.
Yeah.
One mistake, and I felt sorry for Mossy. He's been out for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So you take that one, a great battling performance, which you need in your team. If things aren't going well, you need a team that's going to battle. And I think on last Tuesday they proved that. I think the only other game we lost was the Brisbane game in the tournament up the Gold Coast, but that was actually Brisbane caught us on the break. We're down 2-0. We came out in the second half, got one back, and we absolutely pumped them. Absolutely. If it was a boxing match, it was cancelled because it was just a matter of time. You're on that roll going, we're going to get another goal here, another goal. And then we never got the other goal, and then they caught us on the break. But as the performance in that, it was decent. It was good. So you look at the overall, when you go, it was decent. Perth, we drew one each and then beat them in penalties. We should have won in the second half with 3 1-1s. Arroyo would be one of the quickest players I think I've seen in Australia.
Yeah, I was going to say something about
it. We still don't play him totally to his ability yet, because he'll just make a run to break the line, and all we need to do is put the ball over the top, and that's not playing long ball football, it's just playing sensible football. He'll get so many 1-on-1s this year. He is so quick and he's robust. He puts himself about. But he's still a wee bit South American. He's a wee bit soft. He still has to learn that. He still has to learn that Aussies don't like that.
I'll put my hand. I'll be the first to admit. The signing came in. I was like, oh god, here we go. What's going to happen? He's going to. I don't know. He impressed me. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was just going to be another, Mario or something like that come in and just, not be what we wanted him to be. But from what I've seen so far, just unbelievable. And as you said, he's still not there at full strength.
So he's been called into the squad against Mexico for Panama. So he'd be back for the Mariners game, but he came on at halftime against Sydney, and because we gave Kane Shepherd a run, and he got injured. But Arroyo, he came off the last couple of minutes. He just tight, a bit of cramp in his hamstring, nothing serious. So he's just good. Yeah. So we're not really wanting him to go because travel to Panama, travel back day before a game, and then who knows if he gets flogged when he's over there. So there's a chance that we'll be talking to him and say, look, miss out in this game to make sure you're 100% fit for our first game. Because he'll miss, we don't have a game the first round. With the regulations for FIFA, that's okay because he couldn't play that weekend anyway. But we don't have a game, so ideally we want him to have 100, especially with Wes and Kane Shepherd being out.
Yeah.
So he'll be when you're 25 and you've played 40 odd games with your national team, scored a few goals, and the goal I saw in the Gold Cup when the ball get knocked over the top.
Yeah.
He broke the line, taken it on his chest round the keeper, never even looked at the goalkeeper. So you know straight away he's brave, and he slotted it. He's decent, but I was sitting with the CEO of Sydney FC in Dubbo, and we're sitting watching, and I told him, says, Danny, just keep an eye on this boy. He's like shit off a shovel. And he went, wow. And Danny Townsend, when he played in the old National League, Danny was quick.
Yeah.
He went, he is lightning. And I'm telling you, he'll be. So look, once we get to that stage where the ball, that little through ball over the top, in transition, he'll be on there. So he'll do. I think he'll do quite well for us. Fitzgerald's coming on as well, and I think I knew Fitzy for the Mariners. Fitzy, you look at Fitzy, when any team that he's played with against the team that I've been involved with, he's always caused us problems.
Yeah.
And he's energetic, he's busy, he's a great boy. And I think he's always been at clubs that he's not had the love. I think he's always, because he's a quiet guy, I think he's always been a boy that's the coaches kind of picked on, and he's getting better and better with us. So I think he'll end up popping up with a few wee goals this season, I think.
Yeah, he was very much thrown to the wayside by Western Sydney and even to the later part of his stint at Melbourne City as well. But from what I remember him from the Mariners in the early days, he's come on leaps and bounds, and he, like you said, he causes problems for a lot of players. And it's sort of in the mould of Andrew Naboot, but sort of his own sort of style in the way that works. He likes it a bit more on the deck, and he's happy to get up and down that line as well. So we've got the defensive side of things covered down that side as well.
And you look at Matt Miller on the other side, like he'll be one of the buys of the season. He's just been a machine up and down the sidelines. So I'm looking forward to him like getting in the groove, getting understanding, going with the boys, because when you're the second most assists in the league when you play with the bottom team, that's a decent effort. So, and he's such a nice boy. He's such a good boy. Very quiet, but he's a great athlete as well.
I'll track onto something a little bit left to centre at the moment, and that is it's come out in the news recently that the Jets have let go of Emily Van Egmond now, and that she's moved on to Melbourne City. That came about, I think, yesterday in the news. Just an update on what the plan is going forward with the W League side. I did notice that it came out on Twitter that we're looking to go all Australian with that and bring up some of the youth girls through that system.
Yep, and again we'll work on the salary cap for the W League. So to bring in the overseas girls, it's not really, you could do some, but to be fair, last year the American girls we had here, they didn't contribute, and I don't want to say anything out of school, but they're one of the best role models I've ever seen in professional players.
Okay.
So in the last 4 games, I think the W League, we had all the young Aussie girls in the team because there were injuries, and I think we won 3 out of the 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
So so we'll go same as the boys. We'll be working off the salary cap for the men's team, and it's going to be the same with the girls' team. And to do that, we've got some of our Jenna Simon, we've got Hannah Brewer, so we've got a few of them who's on the fringes of the Matildas team, and they've been in the Matildas team, so they'll still be. So, and Emily, like we paid her the first transfer fee the club's ever paid. We paid a transfer fee to get Emily back a couple of years ago, and she came in and done her job for us, but we were never really in the mix for her. The agent phoned us up, but he was just trying to play us to get us to do an offer so he could get a bigger offer, and we never engaged in that. If she wanted to come back to us, we'd have been happy to talk to her, but she's just going to the next stage of life, and she phoned me up a few weeks ago to thank me for everything the Jets have done for her, and that's all you can ask. she respected what the club's done for her and brung her back at a difficult part of her career. And you know, and that was nice, you know, just to say thank you to everybody in Newcastle for what you've done. And it's not to say she'll not be back in the future, but at this time, it was just it just couldn't happen.
Yeah, well, going back to that, she did have a fairly injury-laden spell when she was over there in Wolfsburg, and it was good when the club did. She did come back, and we did manage to get that one across the line. But again, thanks go out to Emily as well for, you know, to have that sort of character to be able to make that phone call and say, you know, thank you very much, and thank everyone at the club and everyone else, you know, for the support that she's been given by the club. And I think that's that is a mutual from us as fans as well. Thank you for the time that she spent with us.
Because she came back, she gave us like credibility, you know, and coming back, she was the vice captain of the Matildas, and you know, she's a Newcastle girl. You know, it was a great fit. And sometimes you have to move on, and that's where in football you have to be respectful, and she has been, and the club's been. You know, I know with the issues with Naboo, when Naboo came out and he signed with Victory and that, and like, I wish him all the best, but did he do the wrong thing? Well, he probably did, because he didn't tell us he was coming back. Could we have given an offer? No, we couldn't. But it would have been nice just to have the phone call. Yeah. And that's all. And Andrew will always do the right thing by the club, because he's a lovely guy as well. And I wish him well, because I know why he moved back there. He got a great offer. His wife's going to have a baby, and the families are there, so it's a no-brainer. But they're just little things that you do properly, and it goes a long way. And I think Andrew will learn that himself. But he'll have a great season. He's been banging in goals for fun.
Yeah.
And then again, we helped Andrew Naboo get back on the stage, get to a World Cup. If that wasn't for Newcastle Jets, it wouldn't have happened. And he'll remember that for the rest of his life as well.
Yeah. You on there, Ben?
Sorry? I do. It's come out in the media recently that the kits, with the sale of the kits, that Everything Football aren't doing them anymore. Will the Jets be offering an online option to buy said kits?
Yeah, at the moment, so you're right. So we're going to do the match day merchandise, and we're going to. So at the moment, the members packs are out now, and you go and you get your pack delivered, and then you go and pick up. So we've got a little office at the stadium. So the memberships, you can go in and pick up your membership pack, and the new kits are for sale at the little temporary shop at the moment.
Fantastic.
Viva have an online option. We've not got it set up yet, because it's all happened quite rushed. But Everything Football will still be selling the kits. Rebel will still be selling the kits. The other individual sports stores will still sell the kits. But all we've done is taken match day back.
Okay.
And so there were no fallout with Everything Football, nothing like that. For 3 years, we helped them get on the map with 11,000 members, getting their membership pack and going to their store to pick up the packs.
Yeah.
So if anything, I'd be saying, if I was Everything Football, I would be saying, thanks very much, Newcastle Jets. But I don't think they are saying that, but that's business.
At the end of the day, business is business. I make sure to go in there, and I bumped into them when they were down here. When we played City in the FFA Cup.
Victory. Yeah.
Oh, Victory. Sorry, yeah, in the FFA Cup, bumped into them and said hi, and I'm like, more money down the drain for you guys, because I'll need my new kits.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, mate, we're going to start wrapping it up. I've just got two final questions for you. The first one, obviously, it came out this morning or late yesterday. Berisha now to Western United. Your take on Western United coming in? How do you feel they're going to go? Do you think they're going to do a Western Sydney sort of type thing, or do you think they might struggle?
I hope so. I hope they do, because it's great for the game. Because now this new independent A-League coming in, you want the clubs to do well.
Yeah.
And I know they've not played that many games, but then they got smashed 6-0, which is probably not a bad thing for Victory to kind of bring them back down the line, because obviously my old mate and captain John Hutchison's down there, so as an assistant coach. So, but then because they beat Melbourne City, then they kind of got that one. So I hope they come in and do very well, because what Western Sydney done at the beginning, the league needed that, and we need it this year for it to happen again. Now they're back at Bankwest Stadium.
Yeah.
And again, I know there's a lot of doom and gloom in the crowd, but when you look last year, Sydney FC were playing away from home, and so were the Wanderers. That's why crowds were affected. You know, you want that atmosphere. But I used to love going. I'd go down and watch a Wanderers game if I never had a game on, just to have the atmosphere, because it was great. So I hope they do well. I know in memberships they're not doing that well.
Yeah,
they're down the bottom. So that's a bit of a worry. But I know a couple of the games, I think they had up around about 3,000-4,000 people at the friendly games with the state league clubs, which is good. So I hope the club, we need expansion, we need change.
Yep.
So hopefully FFA's made the right decision to bring them in. But I know they're going to be playing at Geelong for 3 years, and they're training. They've got a good training set up. Everything I hear so far is all good.
Oh, yeah, their training's 10 minutes down the road from us.
Yeah.
You're right.
I went and watched them. We went and watched them play against Adelaide the other day. McGree brain snap, sort of.
Yeah.
Which was sort of funny because Rudin was trying not to. He was like, he shouldn't have been sent, so to speak, and obviously he tried to get him a replacement on for them and so forth. It was quite funny, but Voyot's down there as well. He's obviously hopefully he gets a good run and can crack the first team. Obviously, I think he deserves it.
Well, in my opinion, and again, just my opinion, I thought he should have played more game time last year, because we normally played people with right foot, and we very rarely get crosses into the left. So Ivan's a great character, a great lad, and I hope he does well, because his dream is wanting to play in that Olympic squad, and he's a great lad, and hopefully he does very well down there.
Yeah, I hope he does too. He's one of my favourites.
Oh, you look at him. He speaks highly of the club. Jajewski left the club, went to Wanderers. He speaks highly of the club. Emily Van Egmon's left. She speaks highly of the club.
Yeah.
The Boo's left. He speaks that, and that's all we can ask for. Bobby Burns. I was with Bobby at a function last night, and Bobby said, "I just can't believe how nice people are at Newcastle." When I went to Hearts as a young 18-year-old boy for Ireland, you basically, there's your house and you dumped yourself. Said up here, people cannot be any more nicer. The way the clubs looked after me, the people's looked after me, and we want to be known that we respect people, we look after people, and if people leave, that's football. Players come and go, coaches come and go, CEOs come and go, but you want people to go away talking about your club and praising the club. And that's why you get members coming back. That's why people want to be involved in the club, and I think we do that very well.
Yeah, no, 100%. So it leads me to the final question. Now, I don't know how much you can give away in this one and so forth, but Ben and I were doing a little bit of research. Merrick is off contract, I believe, at the end of the season. This is his last year, obviously. Are there any talks of renewing that contract before, say, the end of the season? No?
Not at the moment. Nothing, and it's not because we've just been basically trying to get through pre-season. And it was the same when Ernie, we extended his contract when we did, and that was well before the end of the season as well. So normally what happens, you get into the season and then you'll start looking at, we've not even discussed it. And that's not a negative thing. It's just there've been that many other things to do. It's not even been an option so far. So it's not a major thing to us. And if it was a major thing to Ernie, it would have came knocking on the door. Being the case.
Yeah, well, that's it. 100%. I suppose you want to get through at least halfway through the season, see how he's going, and see if he can still think he can improve and do more, or he thinks that he's done enough and someone else may take the job. So, but hopefully he signs on. I think he's doing a great job for us here.
100%.
And his one-liners at a press conference are worthwhile.
Oh man, what was it?
Worth his weight in gold.
What was the one? What was it? I missed it.
The Tinder one.
The Tinder one. Oh, cracker.
Oh yeah, that was the other week. I still like the one in Perth when we beat Perth a few years ago, and he said that Perth had absolutely pumped us, and he said, "I'm just waiting on the police coming in because we stole." And the guy said, "What
Yes.
for?" He said, "We stole 3 points."
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's when Johnny Katrumbis scored the winner.
That's
I
right.
think in injury time.
Oh man.
Bit
Yeah.
like we were yelling at him at the victory game.
Oh, Katrumbis. Oh, that was
Just shoot.
hilarious. Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, we were sitting there on the side. You know, you got when he hit that goal against Victory, we we're like just screaming at him. Like he was looking around. He's like, where the hell is everyone? I'm trying. He was looking for a pass, and like me, Ben, and about throw the bloke just friggin' hit it. And he did. He hit it, friggin' bang, and looked straight up at us and goes, "Yep, thanks, guys." No one else was telling me what to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, hopefully he goes alright this season as well. So no, I think we're going to track pretty well this year. The boys are.
If we can get, I do honestly think we need to get somebody in with her. And it's probably, obviously, state leagues are all finished now, and there are not many of the Aussie boys going about. But I've just made some calls this morning, so we can get somebody like a Bobby Burns who's just outside the first team and can get some game time here.
Yep.
And it fits into our budget. It could be because we've got the visa spots left, so we're okay with that. So we'll see what we can come up with.
How many visa spots do we have left?
Well, we've actually only got 20 signed, plus 3 scholarships. So we've got plenty. We've got plenty of room. So we've done. So when you have to sign the 20 players, 3 under 21.
Yeah.
But the minimum is 20, and 3 of them still have to be under 21. So we've got that. We've got the 3 scholarships. So we've got plenty of room to bring in. But we thought, because we're just going off the salary cap, instead of spreading it over 23 players, we spread it over 20 players.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can pick up another diamond in the,
absolutely,
like a Wes Hoolahan or that, because I'm sure that Wes Hoolahan would have been the player of the season.
Yeah,
100%.
He was going to be outstandanding.
It echoes Ronald Vargas all over again.
Yeah, he would have been better than Ronald Vargas and on 1/6 of the money.
100%.
On 1/6 of the salary. He's here for the right reasons. Wes Hoolahan is here because he's wanting to come to Australia, experience life with his wife and 2 young kids for the season, and work as hard as he can for that football team. He's not here on the holiday. He's not here like one of the previous foreigners who have came and robbed a living for a season. This guy was out here for the right reasons, which it's a shame that he's got injured.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I remember watching him in games games for Norwich, and he's been well on my radar for 10, 15 years, being a championship supporter. Yeah,
so, and as a guy, me and Joe Griffiths went round to see him yesterday. In a lot of clubs, nobody, CEOs in football, they don't go and see players, but we just went round for a cup of tea to say, right, how are you going, and blah, 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 right, and making sure. And he struggled the previous week. He was struggling, he's tossing up and going to go back to Ireland and we're going home and blah, blah, blah. Now he's coming through that and he's getting over it, and we'll be looking for that injection around about January, February, hopefully come in for a good run into the finals, and you're bringing somebody like that off the bench and bring them into a squad, which should just be like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, and it's sad to think that some of the fans and supporters out there, that when that signing was announced, they're going, 37 years old, he's done, and they were already writing him off before the season. There's still plenty to offer there.
Still plenty of. When you actually do the background on the boy, he was the second fittest in the team at Cambridge pre-season. He just played against Glasgow Rangers, Ipswich and Leicester in pre-season games with Cambridge. He actually speak to his previous coaches and all that. The guys will win. Saw that. He's 37. Who was doing all the closing down? Who was business, like getting the highest rate of running in the midfield off the GPSs? It was Wes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully, fingers crossed, the wee man comes back bigger and stronger, and he can have his final year of football and make a bit of a difference.
So that will be his final. You think that'll be his final year? He's coming here to finish up.
Nah, he said that yesterday. I was going to say, well, he come back at the end of the season, you get another year here, but just before I said it, he said, "Look, I've made my decision. This is my last year of football. I just want to come in Australia and show what I could do and just enjoy life." And so hopefully the back half of the season he can do that.
Oh yeah. Hopefully the time down here, and obviously itching to get on the pitch, obviously while he's in his recovery injects him and goes, you know what, bugger it. If they want me around for one more season, so I can try and have a full season, and hopefully.
Yeah. You just never know in football.
No, 100%. Well, mate, I think we're going to wrap it there. I'm sure the agents and all that they're queuing up for you.
I've told a message while I was talking to you. Said, "Look, I'm doing a podcast. I'll be back and I'll phone you back."
No, mate. It's an absolute pleasure as always to have your insight, obviously, into the club and how things are tracking for the season. So thank you very much for giving us your time.
Pleasure as always, boys, and thanks for the support.
Absolutely, mate. We'll be up for was it the Perth game? I think we're coming up for November.
Yeah, November.
Right. November. Just remember, watch the TV on Wednesday night. Watch Fox.
Absolutely, guys.
Get on it, lads.
Be sure to stay tuned and watch that one.
Just before kickoff. That's all I'm saying. Just before kickoff.
It's not Joel Griffiths running the streak in the field or something, is
it? Joel Griffiths could be involved. Griffiths could be involved because the Mariners fans don't really like Joel.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah. Absolutely. I think we've seen. Did you say that thing on the? I think it was Twitter or something coming.
Where they said that we scored in front of the Cove against the Coast when we were playing against the Coast.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw it.
Bridges scores in front of the Coast. In front of the Cove. I was like,
when we were playing against the Coast. Yeah, all right.
Absolutely funny. Anyway, mate, muchly appreciated. Thanks for your time, and we'll speak to you shortly.
Okay, boys. Cheers. Enjoy your weekend. See ya. Bye.